Greetings. All right, tuning in. We're on episode 9. Hello. Connecting into the energy fields. I am bringing in a beautiful transmission for episode 9. We're going to be able to connect in what is coming in right now. We have high energies, beautiful, beautiful high, very high, expanded energies. Lots of beautiful creation, so I just want to send so much love to everyone. I have a few things we're going to talk about today. So this is going to be for anyone in assistance, and it really wouldn't. It's all of the above. If you're just spiritually awakening, or if you have been on this passageway for years or 20 years. So this is for quantum activations. And then we're going to go into more divine sacred union experiences, and we call it multiplicities of dimensions of you and your partner. So this one should be a good one. We'll go into that in a minute because I'm still waiting for everything to come in. If you're in a divine sacred union, or even if you're in a soulmate union, so you guys have an understanding of what's coming in right now. Divine sacred unions also is all relationships too, but this one is going to be of me and my twin rays relationship. So the multiplicity, we call the multiplicity aspects. It's going to be fun. Okay, so going into to assist the all in this now. Everything is an activation for us. Every single thing we have is an activation. We're going to go into just a little bit, and then we'll go more into depths later on through each episode that we do. And right now, just letting you know, every single thing is an activation. Everything's a sign, and it synchronizes to the universe. As we talk about this, and this is big. So you would have to understand opening your heart. When you open your heart passageways and you align to the universe, that's your heart fully open and your universal soul. Everything's a sign. So I always tell everyone you start off with numbers 11, 11, 2, 2, 2, 12, 12, 12, and everything will always be a sign as you activate each body, light body, and anchor in each templates. When you go into the master template, your signs are going to be I'm going to say the signs will always be there, but you're in mastery, so you wouldn't need the signs after a certain point in time. You should know how to build and construct your reality. You would, yeah, it's building, constructing the reality. We build the reality. Everything is constructed through the super quantum computer system hologram screen, through the vortex. Through the heart center, and then we actually can see through the hologram. So we'll be able to see the reality materializing in front of us. And I've spoke about this before too as well, that we should be able to see all of our lines constructing through crystalline matrix or the crystalline diamond matrix, and it really is like right in front of you. You can't miss it. So hopefully one day you'll be able to understand we actually see our timelines materializing before they actually become physical right here. So just like sitting here looking out, I'll see the materialization of the crystalline structures, of the diamond structures, and everything is through the heart, and it's accessed through the heart through the quantum computer system, and then it's accessed through the projector screen or whatever you want to call it, but I'm going to call it the creator, and this is the creator system. You can materialize anything through the pineal bone structures and the heart and the solar plexus, and then it comes down to a one system grid, light grid, and when it's a full light grid, that would be the next mastery levels. Okay, so everything's a sign in the beginning. When you're spiritually awakening, aligning to the universal will help you align to the universe. Everything's reversal, backwards, forwards. That's going to be the Merkaba coming fully online. So everything will always be in activation. And we'll go into that. So materializing, multiple timeline jumping, and quantum jumping. When I got here to the house that I'm in, I know what templates I'm going to be integrating. And that is, as soon as I walk in, I always look around and I could see dragonflies and hummingbirds. So dragonflies, hummingbirds, that's obviously the heart and transformation, rebirth. Okay. And then I can betrayal and deceit, and that is only within me. It's nothing contracts out there ever. This is mastery at this point, so whatever I see is not looking out there and blaming out there. So I'm going to see, where did I allow my power to be given away completely, and it has to do with me allowing for so many years deceit within myself, me portraying myself, being in whatever it is of creation of timelines that I constructed, and then eventually that will move out. So that won't be real anymore. But it's the softwares. So you have to understand this is an evolving, shifting your belief systems as fast as possible, expanding in the pineal gland structures, expanding in your heart as much as you possibly can. So hopefully you'll be able to follow me. I can see multidimensionally. Multidimensional is the multidimensional avatar system, and that's the reason why it's the life of the avatar today. So this is the full embodiment of the sacred passageways of the galactic heart and the full embodiment of the avatar mastery templates. And this is exactly where we're moving to. We came in here, me and my husband, to anchor in the highest template for the avatar mastery template, avatar consciousness, and it is the full embodiment of the avatar. So multidimensionally walking around and getting here and seeing the construction. If you're able to tune in, I was already talking about this a long time ago, probably about a month ago, and seeing everything Egypt. So everything came in a sense divinely guided by the universe. So I was gifted many different items from Egypt. So which would show me most likely mastering warps in time too. Okay. And I know about those two as well as time warps and stuff like that, warps in time. There's different things that we're moving through right now. And I'm going to say collectively still, and it could be wherever it is resonating with. So there's, like we said, cleared distortions, multiple distortions, and what needs to be cleared. And then what we do is we create. So we're able to access keys and library systems and all kinds of beautiful stuff, and also new advanced abilities, which I do lives for to train on. And it's like me training because I actually am excited about accessing these records too, and all kinds of new cool stuff that's coming in. So these are all what we call expansion. So walking around, I'm able to look, and I look at everything, and I'm able to look. The next thing is faith and hope too. So I know I'm activating the frequency of faith and hope. So those are all signs of activations and templates that are coming in. So those of you that are skipping and hopping, quantum hopping, quantum leaping really fast, ones that are multiple timeline jumping right now, and then all of a sudden you'll be led to our channel. All of a sudden you're bringing codes and light codes, and you're speaking fluent light language. You're opening up and expanding. Hi Hope. Hi Matthew. I'm sending so much love to you. So that's you going quantum, and then having to master 3D, master 4D, master 5D, 6D, 7D, and beyond. Okay. So you would have to, they can be markers for a while, and you can use them as markers, but everything will always be an activation, always. For us to be able to multidimensionally view in a 360 degree, and I'm going to say millions of ways, 10 ways, 20 ways, but you'll see 3 ways and then 4 ways and 5 ways. That's how you actually know that you are integrating with the highest version of you, okay? The highest version of you, which is you as your self, your future self. And that is an emerging process. So as you see 3 ways, as you see 4 waves, so I can see, if I see dragonfly, faith, hope, I can see everything, and then I can keep moving it, and as I walk past it, I will gain more multidimensional view in a sense. So hopefully this will be able to assist you, and I'll give you a few other ways to do things too in just a minute. So everything always will be an activation. Hummingbirds I know is the heart, so I know hummingbird is from the monarchy too. So I knew right there, I said, oh, this is a heart. This is going to be a heart chakra activation and a major heart expansion. An acceleration to the higher heart consciousness. So those were great markers. Peace and serenity and purity. So hummingbirds, purity. I know that I'm going I'm purifying even more, which I'm really excited. That means purity. And then you have to navigate that too as well. Hummingbirds are just pure beings. So I'm merging with the hummingbird. Okay, so hopefully this would be able to assist you as well. Everything we bring in is always an activation, from the sheets that we have, every single thing that we buy, and it's, you can say buying it, but everything that is supporting us. So you can say crystals too as well. Any type of items, and it could be the strangest items that you're told to go and, this is an activation. So anything that's going to open your heart, pictures too, pictures, spiritual enlightenment pictures, also crystalline cities, aquatic cities, all of anything of your galactic family when you go galactic consciousness, full starseed consciousness, and then galactic guardian consciousness, printing out activations, Lemuria, Egypt, ancient memories, anything that's going to open and expand your heart. So every single thing is an activation. Everything that we put on in the house, the room, the bed, everything has to be an activation. Kitchenware has to be rainbow frequencies or gold. Golden age timelines, everything's gold. Rainbow frequencies would be all of, yeah, finding all the kitchenware and everything is all rainbow. So that's rainbow light body. That should be easy. The gold body is everything's gold. Silverware is gold. Hopefully you'll be able to follow that every single thing is an activation. And then we go through a template wipe and a new body. As we go through the template wipe and activate a new body, everything is diamonds. So everything has to be diamond frequencies. And yeah, diamond frequencies, Herkimer diamonds, anything that's like glitter is stardust. That's going to be the StarBODY, so that's obviously easy. Everything that is around us, goddess energies. So everything has to be goddess statues everywhere. In Egypt, Lemuria. So you'll be able to tune to this too as well. When you go into Lemuria, it'd be like dolphin frequencies. Everything is aquatic, mermaid energies. Mermaids everywhere, hearts everywhere. I know I'm on the highest timelines and I'm in completion because of the contracts that me and my husband set up before coming in here. So it's really simple. I know that I am right there, walking through the gates of heaven completely, if you want to say, to the finishing of the master templates when I see hearts everywhere. So when I go to a new location or to a new house, and as we're quantum jumping to a new house, and we see hearts everywhere. So the person will have everything filled with hearts. That's how I know I am. That's like my marker, knowing that is the master templates. Because for years I heard follow the hearts, follow the hearts, follow the hearts. You have to follow the hearts. So we follow the hearts, and those are the signs. And then once I saw more hearts, and every place that we materialize was more hearts, I pretty much knew we're in the mastery, we're in the completion of the 12 strands. So I was actually really excited about it. And that is, I said, I know this is it because we constructed everything for the ascension together. We're the twin rays, the divine sacred union, internal union. So I knew, I was like, this is it. So this is our design. and kind of like really heart open expansion. So everything we bring in is always an activation, how you ever look at it, multidimensional. Bringing templates in is important, and knowing that everything I see, so if I see the sun and moon, I know that this is a template coming in. If I see avatars everywhere, I know that this is the avatar mastery templates. And diamond frequencies, everything that's coming in, numbers to it as well. Numbers can be some people's um, way of seeing, but you want to be able to align to the universe. Printing out galaxies, galaxy pictures, and then building grids. So the next thing is knowing the templates. So when I got here, I was setting up lots of stuff for the solar plexus, not knowing the majority of what I'm working with my soul family, our students, is the solar plexus, the sun temples, the temples of the sun, and then also the chakra vortexes in the solar plexus, and then everything breaks down. But for right now, a lot of them are still in the, moving through mastering the 3D and mastering the 4D templates, and more moving into mastery of the fifth dimension. So kind of like, multi-dimensionally moving through dimensions. So we're setting that up, and then the next thing is that I will just go up and start opening up huge stargates everywhere. I just will open up massive stargates, and I will build crystal grids, and I put one up here, and that's for the solar plexus, but it's a huge abundance grid, and it's for humanity and the collectives and everything else. Now what we do is that I will bring the templates in, I'll open up the oracle decks, and I'll just start pulling everything out that we need, and it doesn't matter what it is. So it could be planetary network, amplifiers, planetary network grids. A lot of you guys might not know what that is. Items from Egypt, items from Lemuria, whatever it is, like whatever comes in. You have Terra, pulling out things of Terra, and I'll just start making a huge grid in the middle of the living room. And this is me just piecing everything in a quantum geometrics, and then I'll put Indaros and crystals and all these little funny items. So it looks like this crazy alchemy massive grid, and then I'll keep it there for a few weeks. So keeping it there for a few weeks or maybe a few months, and who knows, the point is it could be there for a week or 2 weeks. What we do is we move around, and as we move around and we walk through time and space, because that's what you're doing in your Merkaba by this time, you're walking through time and space. We walk through dimensions, we can walk through parallel realities, we can walk through alternate realities, and that's actually you doing what you need to do in this now. So you'll see the hologram shifting. Everything is energy and vibration. And when you are in your multidimensional, you also will be shifting through all multidimensionals as you're walking past the living room. Everything is that activation in a Stargate, and a portal that you're just activating and bringing in is activated within inside of you. So anything I'm activating out there, doing like massive Stargates and opening up huge massive gates of Stargates, and opening up huge massive gates with like rainbow energies and all kinds of really crazy stuff. That's very much ascended mastery. As I'm doing it in the high alchemy grid, I'll just keep walking past, and as you walk past it, I can see multidimensional views. And I see 8-8 right here. So 8-8 is abundance, and then it goes 8-7. So those are signs too. I love 8-8, and then 8-8 and 7-7-7 and 2-2-2 frequencies, and then I like 0-1-1-1, 0-0-0-1-1. That's 11th. When I start getting those transmissions, I know that's the 11th dimensional divas. Those are the divas talking to me, the divas of the 9. So I know that I'll just get like all these transmissions coming in. Next thing is so we open up like templates, stargates, and portals, but everything's for humanity. When we walk through time and space, and it's just like you'll realize you'll be walking through time and space in your house when the Merkaba is fully on. So as we're doing this, we're able to see multidimensionally. This is actually bringing a template in. What you're piecing together, the bigger they are, the bigger the template. Yeah, more of the softwares, the higher the jump. So I don't know how to explain it, and that could be sometimes, but I know when they go really big, I know I'm trying to jump like 7 or 8 timelines, or 10 timelines, or millions of years. So that was funny too. It depends on how big they are. Um, you want to be able to piece it together, and then after a few weeks or even a month, every time you walk past it, you're going to see something new, and then you will sit there and be able to see in a multidimensional view. You'll be able to see through all time and space, and that's the whole point, is to be able to learn how to see multidimensional. Every single time you walk past something, you want to look to see, how do you see it, how do you view it. Does it bring up density or distortion too as well? Everyone is clearing Atlantis, and the ones that are mastering the 3D and mastering the 4D, it's massive cleansing again. So we're rebirthing, so just remember that. Anger, frustration, hatred, shame, guilt, all those frequencies is an Atlantean grid that is coming out of yourselves. Okay, so karma is not true, and you know it's really not. Once you open your heart, you have to clear. So it's a purification process in purity. And this is a whole navigation. So if this could help anyone, if you can learn how to bring in massive grids and actually open up and to put out all the oracle cards and really start pulling a few. And it's a lot of goddess energy, obviously, as you can tell, except for the 888 Lionsgate. It's a Starborn curriculum that we built, a program that we have built. That one is really high galactic, so high commander galactic energies, and then we have all new stuff coming out with goddesses and the Christic Sophia. So it's really it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful multi-dimensional experience. So you obviously can tell that the higher selves that will be teaching you for the 88 Lionsgate is the Lyrans. So that's going to be direct energy, I call it. So very divine masculine, straight to the point, and lots of fun and joking around and playing around. So very pizzazzy, I call it pizzazzy and flashy energies, but also straight to the point and always direct. So I'm hoping it should be fun to be able to launch this one out. It's going to be a good one. I can feel it. Moving through the energies, we're already there. So we're pretty much in 2023 already, moving through time and space, adjusting timelines, what needs to be done for everyone, the planetary system, universal system, multiverse. So it's really simple. Going into Stargate's opening. So when you wake up, hearing music is really important too. So if you're hearing music in your head, those are signs that your higher self's way of communicating with you. So you want to actually pay attention to the words that come in. Yeah, I heard, I know I'm going through a rebirthing process because I heard Madonna like a virgin. So I know I can see multidimensional on this one. I knew it was rebirth. I was cracking up laughing because I was like, this is so bizarre, right? At last, the song, at last, and I hear at last, and it's like this really huge, loud music just playing above my crown. Those are Stargates. I forgot the name I'm just too high in the light space right now. It's called At Last. Anyways, you can Google it. It's very old. I like old music, obviously, from the 30s, Billie Holiday and stuff like that. Those are my favorite. So this one comes in, and I know that I have old contracts surfacing. I actually realize this means that people from the past are going to be walking in to complete contracts with me, or I pay them in full. I wrap them up and you can pay them in full too as well. But I do know that either something inside of me is coming up from the past, and that's At Last, that song, Old Love surfacing. So that's another one too. Clearing timelines for old love surfacing, and those ones are pretty white by now. And you can still see what's coming up, but I did see one come up recently, and I was like, wow. I was like, I forgot about that one. That's crazy. Um, I really had to look at this one because it was really it was deep cellular. It was really pure though. It was looking at purity, being able to look multidimensional and looking at pure divine sacred unions that I didn't have, not seeing pure souls coming into my um, into my heart space, and just looking at whatever happened had to play out. So that was interesting too. So the Stargates are passageways when they open, so you want to pay attention. The Legend of the Phoenix, that song. The legend is the Legend of the Phoenix. I stay up all night. That one was huge too. Then that I know I'm going through a Phoenix cycle. So this one is like fire energy. So that's another one too. A whole new world, and I hear this all the time. So there's a whole new world. The song "A Whole New World" by Aladdin, and I know that one's like when it plays out, it will continuously play over and over again, and it has been playing a lot. So that means I'm about to start a whole new reality. That I'm building a new reality, like a new. You can call it the new Earth. It's a whole new world. So I have to go. Okay, so I have to look at everything that's out of alignment, and those are coming closer together. So I know that I am really, I'm multiple timeline jumping big time. I am mastering realities really fast. I'm in some serious mastery, multiple timeline jumping, moving from gate to gate to gate, activating. If I'm hearing this over and over again, this is like, I know I was like, okay, so we're building a new world. I have to open up, I have to see what is out of energetic alignment. And I tell my higher self, just show me what it is and keep showing me, keep moving through this. Value came up, and that's what the higher self is very clear hearing, where I can hear the higher self speaking very clearly. So that clarity, that would be the song Clarity. So if you hear the song Clarity, I'm sure all of you guys know the song. The clarity is clarity or clairvoyance or mastering all your clairs. But I'm going to say Claire. Yes, hello, connecting to all of you. We have Crystal, beautiful. Hope is Karen. Karen. I'm sending so much love to you. Yeah, that was definitely the soul sister coming in. That was a big section actually. That was massive. Um, and connecting into the energy fields, you just want to be able to elevate and elevate yourself. And clarity came in today, and disvalue. What is it? In a sense, the higher self, universal soul, was saying you're not valuing yourself. Okay, and I said okay. So it was all like it was sleeping, but I wasn't sleeping. If that makes sense. So it's right before I wake up, but I'm there and I'm present, and clear hearing of the universal soul communicating and saying to me that pretty much you're not valuing yourself. It's disvalued or something. Not valuing myself. That we have to work on this. It was really sweet. It was like a little whispering voice. It's really funny. Um, and it was really sweet, and just said, we have to work on this. So I have to create some contracts in order for you to value yourself. I said, okay. So I said, that's fine, just do whatever you have to do to bring it on, to complete this, to master this reality. So I find my value and love within myself more, and on a deeper level, a sacred level. It's about sacredness and respect. It really is sacred love. Lack energy is lack of love for yourself, not valuing yourself and not realizing your value. You wouldn't really realize anything for a while, but that's what the higher self said, and I said, I know, So align any contracts that you need to align, so I can master this, and it really doesn't matter how it's mastered at all. And the soul contracts, they will be soul contracts, and However it's mastered, it will be. And it's most likely for me to love myself and to value myself. So remember that too. And it's so we can work through it and we can master it by moving through time and space and just by moving around and walking around and going for walks or going in nature, whatever is going to be able to move the energies. And we work through it through self-talk too. But the universal soul, the big one in the house, I call him, said that we have to set up contracts for this one because of the blueprints. In a sense, the last blueprints from the 3D or the 4D have to be set up. So I always say that's fine, and it doesn't matter how it's going to happen. It doesn't matter if you're sitting here crying or whatever. Whatever it is to expand your consciousness in order for you to create an experience, in order for you to have that experience, so you can energetically resolve whatever is inside of you. So this came up today, and it's most likely going to be in the collectives. Paying attention to the music that comes in. So how they communicate, and a lot of people believe it's their guides. Your guides are you, multidimensionally, in your morphogenetic field. Okay? So we're going to go into multiplicity relationship. Now we're going to move into the fun stuff for everyone. Being in a relationship, in a divine sacred union, Starseed, twin ray relationship, Starseed, sacred union, Star Children, sacred union. Okay? Galactic Commanders, Sacred Union. So I hope you guys are following on this one. God and Goddess, Sacred Union, swapping. Okay. Now you're going to swap because that's the twin ray relationship that we have. It's a multidimensional experience in the vessels. This is the vessel. So you would have to kind of expand in consciousness to know that my husband will have to be, my husband can be Hethar and I can be Ra. So I said, okay, so hopefully you're able to follow on this. We are guardian roles, god and goddess roles, all roles, avatar roles, angelic human, genetic mate roles too as well. So hopefully you'll be able to follow. Time travelers, ascended masters. Yeah, and our favorite is Merlin and Morgan. So hopefully you would have to be able to expand in consciousness. It's a multidimensional experience. It's a multiplicity experience too as well. And we can move through multidimensionals really fast. So the experiences are actually really funny. Once you hit the peak, if you want to say, of your indigo or starseed relationship, when you realize it's a multidimensional relationship. So I don't know if anyone has ever seen the movie Multiplicity. The Multiplicity movie. And I forgot the guy's name because we've been through so many. What is his name? Anyways, it's called Multiplicity, and the guy was married and he ended up cloning himself, and he kept cloning himself for his family and his wife, and it was all aspects of him. So when my husband's biolocating and it's a biolocation, or I'm biolocation, you really don't know which one you're getting. So that's actually hilarious. So his biolocation can come in, and yeah, I know some of you guys have seen it. His biolocation can come in as his guardian, or his guardian, one of his goddesses. So it's actually hilarious. So it's like his goddess aspect, and then his inner child as all these bilocations. So it's what you call, I guess you call it bilocation, but we do call it bilocation in the Merkaba, which would be etherically bilocation and splitting yourself into multiples. And then you have multiple aspects. So everyone would be experiencing this internally inside of them right now, which multiplicity. Multiplicity aspects is called the subconscious split. And you have all of your higher selves, and all of your aspects and identities. Okay, yeah. No, it's actually really funny if you just follow for a minute. So when you realize that you guys are starseeds and indigos, and let's say you activate all the way to the fifth dimension and the seventh dimension. When you hit the seventh dimension, you have to understand our relationship, that we have to play our roles. So when it's a multi-dimensional experience, there's all parts of me, all aspects of me, and because my husband is already in the 12th strand solar body, it's more repairing me and putting me back together, if that makes sense. So we play all of these really funny roles out, and it's a bilocation. So when he bilocates and he goes into like 5 or 6, and in a sense, it's a form of time travel that you can do. I'm not really sure which one that I'm communicating to the majority of the time. So the commander is a little bit intense. The guardian is intense too. So it's most likely I'll stick with the Christed child or the angelic human or the the Merlin or his Morgan aspect or his Bassett aspect, or it's like it's a multi-dimensional experience. So you would have to understand that you have to hit all chords too. Yeah. So the divine inner child is the one that I usually communicate to the most. And then it's through all time and space. So that's the other one. Is that it actually is through all time and space, and the time travelers, and then our future selves come in to fix everything. So it's the future selves and the way future in 2029 that actually come in and readjust everything and to make sure that we're okay, because not really sure which one is communicating into this now. So, and it's like it's pretty much practice through distance. So we practice obviously through distance, and I have to sit there and kind of master this reality, and to sit there and to see which one, which bilocation, because it depends on so the commander and the galactic guardian commander, I'm going to say guardian traveler, this one sometimes is a mess too. So this one will be, because it's running through time for so long. So this one's hilarious to communicate to. What's the point is the reason why we do this, and to experiment from a distance with theoretically bilocation and to master the super quantum computer system is what we're doing. Hopefully you'll be able to follow. Is because we're setting in a huge template as all roles. So we went and integrated the oversoul, and now we're working on the avatar. The avatars are easy, but they're wild. Those ones are wild, and they can play, and there's nothing is ever taken seriously at all. It's like this pure love of playing and creating and all kinds of really cool stuff. And then there's the other multidimensionals, and then the aspects of self too, which is not really knowing what multiplicity aspect of what you're getting in of your your divine sacred union, or your lover or your soulmate. So you can have an ego come up too, and then the shadow. So I usually will go for the shadow. So most likely I'll go for the shadow aspect, because I'm so light. So because I'm so light, I would want the shadow aspect to create that balance. If that makes sense. So it's like playing all roles and then switching back, and it's a multi-dimensional experience. And it's actually how we work through Stargates. So there's a point to it. We can master our abilities and master our abilities from a distance, and all of the commander roles too as well. But it's actually hilarious. Integrating all of them, and all what it is that I had to integrate all of me's and then all of my husband's multidimensionals too, and that's a full experience, and it's both ways, and that's what you would be doing the whole way. We call it the whole way up. The whole way up to the stairway of heaven. So multidimensional aspects go through a split, and you will have to learn how to navigate it to move through stargates and passageways. So we activate stargates all the time. And when you're multiple timeline jumping, you have to master all the multiple dimensions, if there's 12 or 15. And then you would have to master all aspects, and you'd be purifying identities. So it's actually, it's really interesting too. It's hilarious. And then the commander is probably the most hilarious one coming in. And this one is like that one's a full body experience, and a like hilarious experience. And I'll be dying laughing the whole time, because this one is just like insane. And then the traveler, I think, is more insane. And it's both of our travelers too. But the older ones, we go right for the future ones, and always the older ones. And the older ones will come in and reset everything in our Merkaba together. That way we can function throughout the day. Because if not, we're going to be like this and crying, and we'll get stuck in space and time together too as well. It's actually hilarious. And it's like there's no time, there's nothing, no time, and then we'll just be stuck in space and time. So it's actually really funny. So future selves will come in and just go, "Oh my God, I hope he fixes," and start resetting. We'll have to reset everything. So it's a multi-dimensional experience, but the experiments are from a distance in order for us to master everything. And to master biolocation, master etheric biolocation. And then the etheric biolocation is, you would have to understand that etheric biolocation from the Merkaba and the superquantum computer system is the full etheric blueprint of everything of you. So everything of pretty much everything of you. I don't know how to explain this to you, but your etheric biolocation is the blueprint and has all your multidimensionals, all of your avatars, everything. And when it starts to go wacky, it's insane. Okay, so if you were to imagine that you are, in a sense, full-blown seventh-dimensional galactic commanders, bringing in a huge template to sit here and experiment with biolocations, and your biolocations are fully integrating with your partner, it's hilarious to experience, because when the biolocation starts to blow up, it's like it really starts to get insane, and timelines reset themselves. It can be a mess sometimes. So you would have to learn how to master it, and the reason why is because the reason why we do this is so we're never separated, ever, through all time and space. So my husband designed this biolocation setup through all time and space, and all space and time. So he will always be my internal mate and my internal husband and my feline husband forever. So it is actually in the music of the Merkaba when the etheric biolocation comes and communicates to me. So for the longest time, I didn't really understand what was going on until I was awakened enough to be able to have the physical union, if you wanted to say. And it took a long time, but he did it so I would never, ever be alone, ever. He'll always be with me through all time and space, all spaces and time, and no spaces and time at all. It's the most beautiful thing ever that I ever experienced. So I will tell you this, it took me a long time to even understand what was going on, because all timelines, time and space, and all previous lifetimes, your etheric blueprint is everything. So his biolocation that always comes to me is his traveler, and he is he's obviously a traveler, a time traveler. So it was a mess for years when he decided to throw me in and to throw me into his ship, his pod. And there's a lot of beings that have came in to try to assist us, because it's a very high system, a diamond system, a very high crystic system. So it was hilarious. I fried for a few years in order for me to upgrade. so I could hear him. So I said, I realized this biolocation is actually the most hilarious thing, and that was like years ago. But he did it so I would never be without him, ever. He had to move through time warps and warp in times, and he had to go through 3 warps in time and 10,000 years in time in order for him to align to me. So we do share our stories, so you guys do know it's real, and we're setting in a very high template here for the collectives, so you guys can find your divine sacred unions, starseeds and indigos, and you can actually go to these beautiful high peaks of abilities. Okay, now you have to purify, so you have to understand that too as well. You would have to purify and master the 3D and the 4D. So that means there's no anger and violence coming into this space either as well. It is a unification and a unity, and that's pretty much the reason why I got stuck with his biolocation before almost 2 years ago. So he was able to move through the time warps, and as he moved through the time warps, I was able to open. So he just kind of, his biolocation was in a sense set. It was set through a time and space marker. You would have to understand the marker in order to sit in my field until I open completely to see him, to see everything and the biolocation and everything else. So I cried pretty much for a long time in my body, because you would on a high system. And someone that's on a very high time traveler system, a Diamond Merkaba is a very, very high system. So I had to sit there and master a lot, and there was a reason why, but we're not going to go into the story of why this happened. So I had to sit in it, and then eventually we had to move, let's say, the family into it, and and to make sure that all of the shields are there. So that was actually hilarious too as well. It's kind of like everything has to kind of come in, and it's like a pod, a starship. It's a multi-dimensional ship. So we wanted you guys to know that too. Now, there's always like, you will go through the full integration with each other, and it's the everything. So it's galactic consciousness, it's the fifth dimension, it's the avatar too as well. It's all the gods and goddesses. So he has multi-dimensionals too that are women, and it's I actually have more masculine and men that are my multi-dimensionals, higher selves, more of that masculine energy, and then balancing out, we pretty much balance each other. And there is a shadow in the biolocation too. So I would always go for that one. And I realized it's kind of like, it's a beautiful experience because it can switch to anything that I want it to be. So it could kind of just go, oh, okay. And it's a vibrational switch. So you would have to understand that as like an infinity. So as I go through my aspects and he goes through his aspects, and we're sitting here moving like this through spirals and activating stargates, and sitting here teleporting and multiple timeline jumping with each other. Everything switched. I would go through another multi-dimensional switch, and this one is not okay with the shadow. It's freaking out, crying, and then this one is coming in and go, oh, okay, well, I'm going to be the goddess energy or the god energy. Anyways, so vibrational multidimensionals will start switching and kind of like tuning and toning. So what it is a vibrational tuning and toning. So if you're experiencing this in your relationships, you realize you really right now, for a lot of you, will have no idea at all, no idea what aspects you're getting of anyone. So everyone is actually splitting in order for them to be able to, in a sense, energetically move through multiple gates right now, because the frequencies are so high on the planet. So you will have no choice but to go through many parts of you and many aspects in order for you to be able to resolve and to clear density out of your body. So everything's empty, and then everything goes back into a unification. It's for you to unify and to open your heart center more. So a lot of people, I hope you guys pay attention to this. If you are in relationships or if you're guided to this later, you can have a lot of fun, but it's such a hilarious experience. Just sitting here laughing, and it's a beautiful experience because my husband can do anything he wants. He can put on my makeup with me, and he can just stand there and talk to me the whole time, and it really doesn't matter. He does all of my makeup, so if you guys notice, it looks good, right? So it actually looks a lot better. Picks out everything and anything that I need. So, and then I get and brings me everything too. So always lots of Daras too as well. Um, we do master this and practice, and it's experimental, if you want to say, is that we actually do. We sit and practice this, and it's all through distance, and there's no separation between us at all. It's actually hilarious. And we make sure of it, but like we said, oh, it's 12/12, so that's the Merkaba timeline, right? We're pretty much fully online, so we're way past the doubts and the fears and all of the illusions and veils, and way past that. So we actually do know that we're doing this. So it's like we know we're mastering it, and we know telepathy is real and all this other stuff. So we're way past that. Those are veils and wires and seals and stuff that you'll have to move through. So once we are able to move through those, and you can do it energetically, like the way that we do it. So we sit there and we play and we have fun. Anything that we have to play out, we'll play it out. And we do help couples, a lot of couples. I know Jen will enjoy this one. Um, we actually teach them. There's ones that are really open to cosmic shamanism in the fifth dimension, shamanic journeys in the fifth dimension. So we help couples kind of open and expand to be able to play out all the scenes of the fourth dimension, play out all the scenes with each other of the third dimension, all the stuff that we were programmed with too. Um, all of that soap opera scenes and portrayal and all that really funny stuff. We teach people how to kind of have fun in the fifth dimension and play everything out. Me and my husband like to play out really big Roman wars, and to set up like really big battlefields, and set up all of the stuff, and then it turns into like shooting hearts and stuff. So those are like cosmic shamanism. And then I usually will set up like massive warships, and it's a joke, but all of my starships from all time and space, and I'll just like I set them up, and I'll have like thousands of ships come in through the screen, and then he'll set up his too as well, and it'll be like this massive standoff, and we do it just to move some energies out for the collectives. So it's a multi-dimensional that really needs to play out some roles from the Galactic Wars. So we play it out like over and over again. Um, and it's like we know what we're doing because he'll set it up and we'll sit and play, and we know what timelines we're adjusting. We actually do know, like, what is coming up in the collectives and what we have to keep moving out. And because I was always so light too, because I was always so light or scared of darkness or shadow or anything that's part of me, we found something I actually do like doing. So, and he realized I actually I like setting up really big like strategy battles. And he's like, let's play. We actually have fun, and it's all fun and games for us. So we teach couples how to do it, and that's actually how to move out previous lifetimes and past lifetimes. So it's actually hilarious. We play it out. It's definitely been Roman ships lately. And then as we're sitting here doing it, and we'll sit here and play it out to just sitting here meditating, and it's through the super quantum computer system. So obviously, this is fully online. So it's in a sense, it would be called shamanic journey. Okay, so we play everything out, but then we actually do play out in our Merkaba. So it's beyond shamanic journey. We actually play it and set it up, and we sit here and we have like this full-on experience. And then most of the time it turns into like little water guns and tugboats. So at the end of it, and hearts and shooting hearts and little fairy wars and stuff like that. So it's, you want to see what can you do with your partner to expand and to have fun and to vibrate with each other. And you will, how you reach these states of consciousness is actually sitting and meditating with your partner or your friends. It doesn't matter. You can do it with your friends too, because we're all divine sacred unions. You can play with your friends like this too as you raise in consciousness. And what you do is you would lay and you would activate and to clear anything that needs to clear. So we do teach couples how to do this and to play everything out and to play the drama scenes out and to have like these really big shows, and like you can dress up and have fun and play all parts of you out in order for you to merge and play a timeline. So I hope you guys have fun, and it's not like the 3D or the 4D. So yeah, it's not those play outs either. But just letting you know, so you have to move through sex and relationships. Just remember that too. It's vibration. So divine sacred union in the fifth dimension is vibration, and it's all vibration. You'll realize that too as well. It's a different state of consciousness. Everything is through very high vibrational and pure frequency. So it's a lot of fun, and you want to be able to play it out. It's like that's when you get up into the states of consciousness that you would know that you can do timeline adjustments, you can collapse timelines, you can clear your Akashic records. You know this is what we're clearing, so if this is what we're clearing, let's play this out. If you have trauma, if your partner has trauma, you want to play that out in a funny way. So it's the only way my husband knew how to work with me is actually through funny, keeping me in higher states of consciousness in a fifth dimensional frequency, keeping me in a very high state, and that is like the purest high state of consciousness. Lots of Indaras, if you want to say. Making sure that everything is pure and clean. Everything has to be pure and clean. Making sure it's like the purest frequency in order for us to expand into the fifth dimension, to be able to play, to be able to vibrate in my field and to move me through my traumas very sensual, in a beautiful way, and actually have fun, and to see, well, we're going to have to do this to move this energy out, because this keeps coming up. It will keep coming up, and it's in the emotional body. So keeping me at a very high state of consciousness to move the traumas out through laughing and playing and scenes. And so that's where we do have, we did our integrations with the Ascended Masters, and mysticals and the magic, realms too as well, in order for us to play all of those scenes out in order to move trauma out of the body. So it's actually was really fun. Instead of going into purging, clearing, and crying, there's other ways you can actually do it through the fifth dimension, and moving the softwares out and seeing what you can do. So he was like, well, because of pretty much the 3D matrix of how pretty much how you're raised, and that's like all children. He's like, most of the time you always want to be good, right? So you're told to always be good, you have to be good. If you don't do this, it's control, control, control. So that's obviously moving through geometrics of collapsing blueprints too, and it has a lot to do with school and programming and stuff like that, and we call that control programming. So he was able to come up with all of these beautiful techniques to move it out and to do it in fun ways, and was like, all right, so now you have to be the shadow, we have to do this, we're going to have to make it like massive, and we're going to have to play all of these scenes out. So, and it's like you have to be, you can play the villain, you're going to have to go play the villain, and we're going to have to play this out for about a month. And we can set up big Roman wars and whatever it is, I will figure it out, but we'll just play it out and have fun and move that out. And then also was able to assist me with opening my heart to allow people to come into my heart too. so to open my heart to receiving love. So it was actually huge. So hopefully this will be able to help anyone. If you are a partner and one of you guys have two different types of, if you want to say upbringings or lifetimes in this lifetime, because there's a point where your lifetime wipes in this lifetime and you have a new one, and that's the new earth. Okay, so everything goes, but you might end up having a soulmate or a partner that came in on heavy contracts with a lot of abuse or trauma. Okay, so you will have to kind of align to see, you know, maybe your partner did not have these contracts and it was different. So you will have to see what are we actually doing to, you know, kind of moving through the vibrational frequencies and the portals, and to see how can we activate and how can we clear, how can we clear density, how can we move through everything, and having a sensual approach, because when the triggers start, and we trigger each other too, so that's fun. We actually do trigger each other, and we set up like little triggers. Those are fun too. And you want to expand into the fifth dimension before you start triggering your partner. Anyways, I hope this can help you, but you're gonna have to. You might as well take your keys back if you're in a relationship like this. I hope you do. Take your keys back, because if it's been like years like this, your higher selves have been having a lot of fun triggering you guys. So open up and to have fun and to be able to play. So I hope I'm sending love to all of you guys. Yeah. You have to you can master everything though really fast. So we assist as it comes in. So just remember that every single thing is an activation always. Colors, everything has to change because we have new templates, and as we move through clearing multiple timelines or million times in spaces, million timelines, all at once, we have to create everything new and completely new. So you can tell it's lots of gods and goddess energies. So obviously we are integrating most likely more gods, possibly Olympians most likely. Kind of moving in to see what we're going to integrate and what DNA we're going to activate. This is the Hermes and Aphrodite system that we chose to be on. So it is Hermes and Aphrodite. Those ones are fun too. My Hermes aspect is hilarious. So, and it's not the distorted one in the 3D or the 4D. Just want you guys to know that. But it's very, very powerful work to do together if you would open up and expand, and to realize that you can master all of this really fast if you just open your heart and you laugh and play and have fun and expand in the heart and expand in the pineal gland. So we love you guys. We'll come in and speak to speak as us when we're supposed to speak as us. And then most of the time it will be the experience of navigating dimensions. But I'm going to say multiplicity, mastering dimensions now. So everyone should be moving into their mastery. You're mastering dimensions within inside of you, and then unifying everything into one. Okay, so like I tell everyone, it is an evolving system, and then when you decide to be with divine sacred unions, that's going to be the next mastery system, and that could be friends, soul family too, or a divine sacred union partner. You don't have to do this with everyone, just want you to know that. And then you also do this with your children without knowing it too. So we'll go into that too as well, that you do integrate with their higher selves, some of them, and it's a full experience because we're all connected through Source's light, and Source's light is one and oneness, and that is the raw. Raw is oneness. It is Source. It is the everything. It is the infinite of unity consciousness. So you would have to understand that we are one. Okay, so everything is oneness. As soon as the consciousness merges, there's no separation between you or anyone else. And that is the purest frequency of source, which is raw. Okay, so what raw is oneness. You can say the law of one. I'm going to say raw is source in the sun too, and hopefully that will be able to assist you. And the reason why we're able to do this is that you have to understand that everyone is connected on this planet. You hold light within you, and we're all one. Okay, so I hope you guys know this, and to realize the completion is really easy. If you want to complete, go straight to source and God consciousness. It's really simple. I was taken there really fast. You will hit wires the whole way. So you'll hit wires and you'll be freaking out, and you will, because you're being shown everything at the same time. And I had an experience with source where source showed me everything. Took me all the way up, if you want to say, and opened everything and said, "This is everything. Do you see this?" I said, "Yes." And I was freaking out and dying because I was hitting wires the whole time. And it was a really, really crazy experience when you realize everything is just you. Everyone is you, as everyone is source. And everyone is, I was able to see the mirrors too as well, the 360-degree mirror system too. And I was able to see that too as well. And I just went straight there. And that was like 5-6 years ago. So once I hit that, I said, "Oh, okay, I understand now." And then once I was able to master and to understand that we really are one, now you will drop, and that's where you will become separated, but that's your void space for you to work everything out energetically within you. So everything is connected to you, and as you reconnect your current, your spinal cord, your heart center, your pineal gland, and also all parts of you here. And when you're able to connect and to sit in the currents, and we do call it currents. So you can call it Kunare currents or God conscious currents. And I tune and tone my spinal cord out there in the universe. So I just sit outside, and I have to tune with the earth, and then I have to tune with the universe through the spinal cord to make that completion of source, and with all beings on the planet, all beings, species, dimensions, everything. So once you realize this, you should be able to click. Everything should be able to click really fast for you, and you would your heart would expand, and you would be blissful states of consciousness always. The only thing is really simple. Okay, the one thing that is the simple part is that you're going to have to master others. You'll have to master others. Others that have their hearts contracted, others that judge you, others, because once you hit that point, you're done. So now you just sit there and you can see everything. That's the next level. You can feel everything. You can telepathy hear everything too as well. Everything that's projected into your field, and that's been like that for like 5-6 years. And that's like a long time for that one. And then it can become a little bit more intense. So when you're standing there, you can see everything in all parts of everyone, and you can see everything coming off of them multidimensionally, all their aspects, all parts of them, every single thing. And they're split. So that's them separated within themselves. You have to master this too. As you master this, and then you just realize, as pure being of source, God consciousness creator, you would realize that I am just standing here most likely to activate you so you can become whole again. And that's it. So it's like, it's pretty much it. It's like eventually you're just sitting here going, okay, so I guess I'll have to put you back together. In a sense, but not really, just standing here activating into the field. And you just sit and be with them and love them. and just send transmissions of love through your heart to them. And that's it. It's really simple. The only thing is you have to master that, and that is a mastery key. That is a huge mastery key. So I hope this is able to help you, because a lot of you guys probably will be experiencing this, and you can like feel everything pouring off of them, which is really intense. And you'll have to master it, and that's a mastery, and then eventually it just goes away. Eventually you'll fly, and you would just know that they will come back to wholeness, and that's it. So if you want to tune into this, you can just sit there and tune and tone with Source. And it's just Source Light. It's really simple. A lot of people will be like, but how do you do it? That's your ego. So that's going to take a little while. Most likely, Source is just going to have to bring you to that expansion, like what was done to me. All right. So goodbye, everyone. Listen to you.